But lately, things have really shifted. The algorithm plays favorites, and your favorite beauty gurus, myself included, I hope, are struggling. Views trickle now instead of flood. It's tough out here in the beauty community. It is oversaturated and has been overcomplicated by drama.
Last week we talked about how SKIMS, that they hired Jara Jai, who was the founder of Ami Collet, to lead their team for the new beauty products that are going to come out under the SKIMS name. We do have an update there in that SKIMS now has a valuation, and you're gonna be shocked, I think, to hear the valuation. Maybe, maybe not. Let me know.
Guys, I love this setting spray. I literally use it every single day. Like, I never leave the house without it. Crap, I still need to open it.
Hello, my friend. Welcome back to What's Up in Makeup, where we talk about everything that happened across the beauty industry all in one place. It was a very light week this week. Not a whole lot of like intense drama, emotionally charged stuff, but I do have some really interesting stories for you this week, starting with a video that Wayne Goss put up that I found fascinating. It crossed my feed and I was like, oh, what is he talking about? Because he puts up occasionally these videos, these short videos, just on commentary about what's happening in the industry. So I clicked on it and I'm super glad that I did. Here's the summary. The video is called We Need to Talk and it runs about 3 minutes. Of course, it will be linked down below if you want to watch it yourself. But essentially, the gist of it is he's reflecting on his 16-year career on YouTube and talking about how things have changed. And he talks about what a lot of beauty content creators have been talking about recently, and it's the shift in the kind of content that gets a lot of views, that gets a lot of attention. Of course, there are still people that absolutely love reviews, absolutely love tutorials, but it's just not the masses anymore, and that affects the channels that are creating this kind of content.
And back then, 16 years ago, the views just poured in and comments lit up the screen. And as silly as it sounds, it felt like I was changing lives. But lately, things have really shifted. The algorithm plays favorites. And your favorite beauty gurus, myself included, I hope, are struggling. Views trickle now instead of flood. It's tough out here in the beauty community. It is oversaturated and has been overcomplicated by drama. You are literally pouring your heart into tutorials, reviews, transformations, and in truth, sometimes it just feels like no one is watching. And trust me, we are all going through it with the majority of beauty gurus just wondering if it's worth it.
And it seemed like what upset him the most was that it was the content that he feels is valuable, the educational content, the content from the people that are just trying to help people out in one way or another, that it's just not getting the attention that it used to. He also talks about the rise of short form content on TikTok and Instagram and how, you have to capture someone's attention in that first, 5 to 10 seconds. And if you don't, then they're gone. And that's very true. He also talks about how it's really hard to give valuable information in such a short time frame. At that point, Wayne stresses that he wants to continue creating this valuable content, and he encourages his audience to not only watch this content from him, but also from other content creators who are trying to give you really great information and they're just not getting views. And as someone who used to be JENLUV's reviews, I used to review content as my major thing that I did on this channel, there's a reason why I don't do it anymore and why I've switched to my makeup news focus. When it comes down to it, the fact is that education-based content on YouTube is just really struggling right now. Even when the content is fantastic, even when the content is giving excellent information, people just aren't clicking anymore. But why? Now, this is just my 2 cents and my personal thoughts, but definitely make sure you weigh in whether you agree or disagree with me down in the comments section down below. I personally feel like we kind of hit a wall when it came to the overconsumption of makeup, the collection of makeup. in 2020. I feel like that was a pivotal moment when a lot of people were home, a lot of people were playing with makeup and just having fun in their own private spaces, and realizing how much makeup we all just had sitting around that we weren't using. And going out, we're, maybe wearing face masks, and maybe we're not even going into the office anymore. Maybe we're not going to the grocery store anymore, or going out dancing, or whatever it may be, where we were wearing a lot of makeup. We just weren't doing that. So it gave everyone a chance to really look at what we have and think about what we truly need and where we want to spend our money. And a lot of us decided that it wasn't makeup anymore. Beyond that, trend-wise, the clean girl aesthetic took over. And the clean girl aesthetic doesn't take a whole lot of product. You need just a few things just to kind of pull a little look together, but it's not the complicated cut creases and the glitter and the duochromes and the multi-chromes that were really popular before 2020. Yes, all of those products are still really, really fun to use, and they're still gorgeous, and a lot of people still wear them, and they go out and they get compliments, but it's just not the masses the way it used to be. And I think that we all, at least me, I can only speak for me, needed tutorials on all of that. I needed product reviews to decide what was best and what was worth investing my money. Now, a lot of people are just shopping their stashes because we have a lot of stuff. So watching a review of a product that's new coming out just isn't as important anymore. Besides that, let's be fair, a lot of people just don't have the money for a $75 eyeshadow palette anymore, or a $40 lipstick, or a $30 blush. People are realizing that the price point for what you're actually physically getting, it's just really high on a lot of these products that we used to die over in 2018 and 2019. And one more point I want to make is just influencer culture in general and the way that reviews have changed. We went from really valuing honest reviews, where if you were found to be dishonest in any way, if you weren't disclosing that you were working with a company, if you were being a shill, you were shunned. Like, that was the worst thing you could be called, and you saw the backlash from it. Now, shills are not only all over the place, these people who make their living off of affiliate links are the norm. They are popular. They love one thing, and the next day they love something almost identical from a different brand just as much, and nobody seems to care. Which to me is just wild. But that is the world we live in, and that means that honest reviewers who take time to do wear tests and swatches and things, people just aren't watching, and it sucks and it's sad. And I do think that it will swing back eventually. There will be a swing back to wanting to see more tutorials and wanting to see more reviews. It's just we can't force it. We have to wait for things to naturally shift. And in the meantime, it's figuring out what your audience genuinely loves, looking at analytics, figuring out what are people clicking on, what are people commenting about, what are people resonating with, and making more of that. And with that being said, I know you all have some amazing favorite channels that you love to watch that are creating excellent content that you want to click on. Please leave those recommendations down below. I will share mine as well. Speaking of TikTok and Instagram shills, I am always curious what people that are outside of those circles, people that are in the more professional beauty space, the people that don't have affiliate links but just know a lot about this stuff, I'm always curious what they think about products. What do they think are the products that are really working and working well, not just for professionals but for customers as well. Last week was the Cosmetic Executive Women's Beauty Awards, and that award ceremony not only recognized products that were popular but also the best brands of 2025. Here's a quick rundown of what they celebrated. So we have the body category. Winners were the CeraVe Intensive Moisturizing Lotion and the Dove Deep Moisture Body Wash, as well as the Salt and Stone Saffron and Cedar Deodorant. As far as men's care, they gave it to the Manscaped Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Home Fragrance Award went to Bath & Body Works 3-Wick Candle in Loft, and the Best Scents for Humans went to Erin's Rose Cocoa and Replicas never-ending summer. Hair awards went to Orbe, Jisoo, Pantene, Amika, Olaplex, Garnier, and Dyson for their Airwrap ID. Skincare winners included Olay, Beekman 1802, Medic, Dr. Dennis Gross, Bubble, Summer Fridays, Prada, which I was kind of shocked to see, Supergoop, and Shark for my beloved Cryo Glow LED face mask that I still use all the time. I'm at the maintenance phase, so I'm using it like every other day. I still love that freaking thing. And I bought it with my own money, and I have a full review. When it came to makeup, I was really surprised to not see a single drugstore product with an award. The winners were the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blush, Say's Dew Bronze, MAC Cosmetics Max Stack Legit Lift Lash Primer, and Dior's Lip Butter Glow. Lip Glow Butter, not Butter Glow. Glow Butter. Can you see I don't have that one? Now, this section confused me because it's labeled indie, and I know that the industry sees indie different than we do here in the YouTube cosmetic space. We see indie as, like, for example, I'm wearing this on my eyes today. This is the Lethal Cosmetics The Conjuring palette. I freaking love this thing. I've been using it a lot. They did send it to me in PR, but that's what I think of when I think of indie. I think of small brands. I think of small teams. I think of individual people bootstrapping it up without investors, without parent companies. That is not how they see indie brands. Let's look at the winners in indie. Sol de Janeiro, Glow Recipe, Danessa Myricks, Makeup by Mario, and Fleur. I'm confused about Sol de Janeiro because they have a parent company. They're owned by L'Occitane, so I don't know how in the world they're indie. I don't get it. I'm not sure the investment structure for the rest of the brands, but I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm off base on that one, because I absolutely could be. But we're just gonna go with it. We can't control the awards. That's who won. Finally, there was a nail category for awards. We had Essie, Babo Botanicals, and OPI taking home awards. There was an influencer award. Only one influencer mentioned. Her name is Zahava Ben Haim, and she is at Makeup to the Max. So my question to you at this point, if you were going to give beauty awards for 2025, who would you award them to? What products do you feel like really stood out to you in 2025? Let me know in the comments down below.
I just realized my button was undone. I think I did that to get it off the hanger and then forgot to button it. So sorry if you saw a little too much of my skin.
It is time to get into some business news. Last week we talked about how SKIMS, which is Kim Kardashian's body shaping line, that they hired Jara Jai, who was the founder of Ami Collet, to lead their team for the new beauty products that are going to come out under the SKIMS name. It's going to be makeup and fragrance. We know that there's going to be lip liners, but other than that, we don't know what the makeup products are. But Jara is the one that is going to kind of lead the efforts of this brand. And I left you with a question last time, and I was honestly a little surprised, like not surprised, but kind of surprised, because I have such a love for what Jara was able to do with Ami Collet and the interviews I've watched with her. Like, I just have a parasocial relationship with her. So I was really excited to see that she was hired by SKIMS. But when I was like, so would y'all be interested in buying SKIMS at this point? Y'all were like, no. like no Kim Kardashian ever. I don't give a crap who they hire. Absolutely not. So I was a little surprised by that, but also not surprised because y'all have told me that 1,000 times. Anyway, we do have an update there in that SKIMS now has a valuation. And remember, it's all of it. It's not just the makeup stuff. It's the shapewear and all of that. And you're going to be shocked, I think, to hear the valuation. Maybe not. Let me know. So they have a $5 billion valuation after they just got a new round of funding. I honestly think a lot of it is the SKIMS shapewear. You know, they started 6 years ago. They have been consistently doing well since they launched. And now they have this new $225 million investment from Goldman Sachs Alternatives. Reports say that the investment will fuel expansion of SKIMS products in physical stores as well as international expansion. They also plan to use the money for innovation and category expansion, possibly into more apparel and activewear through their collaboration with Nike called Nike SKIMS. Yes, that's real. I had no idea. It's a thing. Kim is going to continue her role as the chief creative officer of SKIMS, with Jens Greed continuing his role as CEO. This is the thing.
So Kim has tried the beauty angle for a really long time. She's tried it many, many, many times. And every time she's had to pull it back, rebrand. And it just keeps failing. Because I think that there is some kind of disconnect of why this isn't working for Kim, because she is so beautiful. She wears a lot of makeup. Like, it makes sense that Kim Kardashian would have makeup. But for whatever reason, it keeps failing. And I think that y'all nailed it in that a lot of people in the beauty space just don't have a level of respect for Kim as far as the way that she's presented herself in the public. So I think somehow rewriting that narrative, whether it's real or not, is the only way to help Kim. And that was what I was saying last week about, Jar Jai joining the team, is they have to rewrite the narrative and make Kim at least a little bit more relatable. And I don't know what that means. I don't know how they do that, but she's just so unattainable. It's almost like she's not even a real person. And what's interesting is that when influencers go and meet Kim, and when you hear about people who have met Kim, they say that she's actually really, really nice and really, really down to earth, but I don't think she presents that publicly. So maybe that's the way in, is to actually have interviews with Kim where she's speaking in a way that's a little bit more relatable. I don't know. Do you think that this one has a chance? Even under the SKIMS branding? I don't know. I have a feeling it's not gonna go well, especially with this thing being the first launch that was inching toward beauty. Like, what are we doing? What is happening? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, though. Anything could happen. And in legal news this week, I lost my hammer. I don't know where it is, so we're just gonna... It's in one of these boxes of stuff that I just dumped off of my desk because I didn't want to fully put it away. So we're just gonna go with that. All right, legal news this week. So we were talking about last week how the company Kering, which is a spinoff of Johnson & Johnson, how they struck a deal with L'Oreal for this kind of partnership. And as part of that partnership, L'Oreal is looking to do the licensing for Gucci for their cosmetics and their fragrance. But there was an issue in that Coty still has the license, but L'Oreal is looking to sign this like 50-year deal to do the licensing for it. So Coty got wind of this, legally, and they're like, what are y'all doing? We're still under contract right now until 2028. What is happening? So they actually filed a lawsuit against Kering. According to WWD, on Wednesday, there was this big call. Coty had just reported their first quarter fiscal 2025-2026 results. The chief executive officer over at Coty, her name is Sue Nabi, and she apparently went off on this call. She was talking about a lawsuit that was filed against Kering for breach of contract. She was quoted as saying, "I will not comment on the ongoing litigations, and I can tell you that we will defend our rights until the last day, until the last hour of the contract." Damn. Apparently all of this is happening through a UK court, and WWD, after they heard this, they reached out to Kering to get a comment and asked them what was up. They said, "With respect to the English court proceedings initiated by Coty in relation to the Gucci license, the Kering Group categorically rejects the unfounded allegations advanced by the Coty Group and will vigorously defend its rights." This sounds like it's gonna get ugly. According to the fashion law, Coty's Gucci license generates a roughly $600 million in annual retail sales. So needless to say, they're losing a lot if they lose this contract in 3 years. But it's not over, because Sue at Coty was asked, is there a chance that they could end their contract early? And she says, "We are always open to evaluate any proposal if and only if this creates real value for the company." So we'll just have to wait and see, but it sounds messy, messy, messy behind the scenes. And the thing is this is just what's public. We have no idea what's going on behind the scenes, but I bet it's even messier. That is it for top news this week, but I do want to share with you a few products that I used on my face today. I already talked about how I'm wearing the Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadow palette in The Conjuring that they sent me. My lipstick is actually this shade mixed with a gloss, and see, it matches perfectly, isn't it? It's so nice. But I also topped it with this that I got in PR a while ago, and I love this so much. This is the Lip Oil and Pina Colada by In Beauty Project, and it is freaking phenomenal. The doe foot on this is amazing, and I love
love it so much, and it smells so good. It's got like a soft, sweet, very lightly pineapple scent, and it is just the most cushiony lip gloss applicator ever, and it's so pretty. I'll just swatch it for you. I think it was meant for like a summer, like tan looking color. I don't know, but I wear it year round and I love it. I also just got this in PR and I want to share it with you. It is the color that's all over my lid. It's from Jones Road. It's their single eyeshadow in Just a Sec, and it looks like this, and I will swatch it for you. It's just this beautiful, gorgeous all over lid shade, and it's just very subtle. It looks really pretty on my skin tone because it just gives that tiny bit of shine if you're going for like a really natural look, or like today I used it just as a topper over top of this eyeshadow palette, and I think it worked out really well. It's so pretty. Let's talk first about the new Kathleen Lights fragrance. Now this comes at the perfect time because I just released that video about Becca Cosmetics, the rise and fall. Thank y'all so much for watching it. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the Behind the Controversy series. I love making it for you. It takes me a long time to get them together, get the whole timelines, make sure I'm right, make sure I'm accurate, but they're so worth it because I love telling these stories. They're fantastic. Anyway, point is, part of that story, I talked about how the selling power of Jaclyn Hill really blew up Becca to this ridiculous level. Well, Kathleen Lights is looking to do the same thing with a fragrance brand called Le Monde Gourmand, and they launched a fragrance a couple of weeks ago, and it is called Bisous de Fleur. And the best part of this, in my opinion, is that it retails for only $30. I feel like fragrances are just so expensive, and it's nice to see a fragrance, especially one promoted by an influencer, that's less than $100. I do want to show you the quick clip that Kathleen made to promote the fragrance.
I was really inspired by romance. I wanted something that was unisex, that felt like two lovers coming together and like kissing in the rain. It's romance, but in a very clean and fresh way. I'm Kathleen Lights, and this is Bisous de Fleur that I created in collaboration with Le Monde Gourmand.
So top notes on the books for this are bergamot, salt accord, and pear. The middle notes are white tea, creamy orris, cypress, and blonde woods. And then the base notes are amber, musk, cashmere woods, and vetiver. It is available on their website as well as Ulta's website now. Speaking of fragrance, never thought that this... Okay, so let me rewind a little bit. Back in the 90s, Champion was a big deal as far as fashion at my high school. Everybody that was anybody was wearing Champion sweatshirts. It was a sign of status that you had money, was Champion sweatshirts. I did not have one till my mom found one at a yard sale like a year after the trend started, and I wore the shit out of that sweatshirt. It made me feel so cool. I was like, I finally got a Champion sweatshirt. By then the trends were starting to go out, but let's just pretend that they weren't. I was really proud of having a Champion sweatshirt. Anyway, so Champion had a resurgence, and now they are very much back in fashion. Apparently, Champion sold to a company called Authentic Brands Group back in 2024 for around $1.5 billion because they had been building their popularity for the past 5 or 6 years or so, and people were really loving it. So now they are expanding into fragrance. Champion has inked a fragrance licensing deal with Revlon Consumer Products to make their first collection featuring fragrances for both men and women. The goal is to hit shelves in 2027. As a side note, I saw this picture, and I swear, you could not have convinced me that this was not Justin Bieber. I was like, oh, Justin Bieber is modeling for Champion. That's kind of interesting. It doesn't feel very Justin Bieber-y, but no, that's not Justin Bieber. That is David and Victoria Beckham's son. That makes more sense because it's more sportsy, you know? His name is Romeo Beckham, and apparently he is the face of the new Champion fragrance, as well as modeling some of the clothes right now. This is not the first fragrance that Authentic Brands Group has done with Revlon. They actually own Juicy Couture. So Juicy Couture fragrances are made through Revlon. So this is the second deal that they've done with them. So the first one must be going pretty well. Again, I will keep you updated on any any updates of when this is going to come out. I hope it goes well for them. I don't know about a champion fragrance. What do you think? Let me know.
For this next product, I had to ask my 17-year-old Phoenix about it because I did not know what this was. I was like, what? I read the article and I was like, Phoenix, what the heck is Shapable soap? And they were like, oh, you mean the stuff that's made by Bath & Body Works? And I was like, yeah, that's what the article is. And apparently Bath & Body Works launched Shapable soap for the holidays the year that Phoenix was born. But then I guess they stopped making them. I don't know. It sounds like they did, but now they're bringing them back for the holidays this year, and they have a bunch of scents. And oh my gosh, I want to eat all of them. They are a collaboration. Well, some of them I believe are a collaboration with the Milk Bar. Wait till you hear these scents. If you're hungry, I'm so sorry because these sound amazing. So the first one is Vanilla Bean Noel. It has notes of fresh vanilla bean, warm caramel, sugar cookies, whipped cream, and snow-kissed musk. Second one, Winter Candy Apple, featuring notes of red apple, winter rose petals, and candied oranges. Peppermint Bark Truffle has a milk bar twist with notes of peppermint, chocolate cake, crushed candy cane, and white chocolate. Cereal Milk Soft Serve is inspired by one of Milk Bar's most iconic desserts, a whiff of soft ice cream, golden cornflakes, and frosted sugar. 3 more, we have Cinnamon Sugar Pretzel Cookie. Serious right now? It contains notes of toasted pretzel, cinnamon dusting, and sugared vanilla. Milk Bar Birthday Cake contains notes of layered vanilla cake, creamy frosting, and rainbow sprinkles. And then finally, Raspberry Holiday Pie Bar is a cozy mix of sugar cookie, raspberry jelly, and toasted almonds. Stop, just stop. I can't with this. Give me all of them. I want all of them now. I don't even know if I like this format of the Shapable soap. It sounds weird, but I want all of them. Oh, the marketing has got me on this. The only thing is they are expensive. They're $19 a piece, so I may try one. We'll see. As for licensed collaborations this week, we have 2 that I want to highlight. The first one is the Melt and Edward Scissorhands collection. I feel like this is a fantastic pairing. You know, Melt's always been a little bit edgy, and Edward Scissorhands, just such an iconic movie, and edgy's a good word for Edward Scissorhands. The collection includes the Edward Scissorhands eyeshadow palette with 8 winter-inspired shades, Because You Ask Me To blush, which is a soft pink, 2 Perfectionist lip pencils in I'm Not Complete and We're Not Sheep. It's a cool-toned deep taupe and a metallic dusty pink. Then we have 2 Slick Waterline eye pencils in the self-explanatory Garden Sculpture and Touch of Lavender. Next up, 2 eyeshadow sticks. It's Cold Outside and Scissorhands are a sparkling icy white with blue and pink color shifting sparkle. Give me 5 of them, and a metallic steel gray with sharp silver shimmer. Next is the 2 sheer lipsticks in Winsome Wahine and Bimini Bliss, a glistening baby pink and a sheer icy black inspired by the clash of Edward and Suburbia. Then we have the Creep Spiky Lashes, which are inspired by Edward's haircuts, a little spikiness. The Hold Me makeup bag, which is a black faux pebbled leather. The silicone handheld mirror with Edward's face, and the Sheer Heaven lash scissors with a detachable dino topiary and a detachable little melt makeup thing on there. They're on the scissors? That's weird. Why are they on the scissors? Let me look that up. That does not seem right. Let me Google that. No, that's right. They're right there on the scissors. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I understand now why it's detachable. Maybe you could put it on the little bag. I think it would be cute on the little bag. That's an interesting choice. Ooh, and I love the packaging of the lashes with the little deer topiary on the front. Just very, very cute.
The full collection, if you want all of it, is $225, and they have individual products ranging in price from $13 to $58. They do have some smaller bundles available. And then the second collaboration is if you want something just as nostalgic but completely different, we have the Glam Light and Bratz collection. Giselle, the founder of Glam Light, put up this really cute video kind of explaining the behind the scenes of the creation of the collection. I'm going to play it for you.
Over the past few years, I have received thousands and thousands and thousands of requests to bring you a Bratz x Glam Light makeup collection. My vision was to create a collection that really elevated the packaging and gave you the full experience. I wanted something over the top. Every single item in this collection is going to feel like a collector's piece because that's exactly what it is. I made the decision to travel across the world with my product development team so that I could visit some of the best packaging companies in the world, as well as being in the lab for almost 20 days developing every single one of these formulas. I pretty much lived in the lab for almost 3 weeks working alongside the chemist to make sure that our very first ever cream blush palette was phenomenal. I wanted the formula to be easy to work with, perfect for beginners, but also amazing with every skin tone. For the past year, I've been testing out these products on so many different models, making so many different changes along the way because I wanted this all to be perfect for you. Yes, for you. This collection has pushed me so much, not just as a brand owner, but as a makeup artist, as a creator. I really hope that I make every single one of you proud with this collection. My favorite part has been bringing this campaign to life. I had so much fun selecting the outfits, styling the models, the accessories, everything that went on behind the scenes. From the packaging, the tutorials, the formula, the presentation, I want you to know that this literally has been a dream come true. I had the opportunity to turn some of my closest friends and family members into actual Bratz dolls. So when you're seeing this collection, just remember, this is more than a partnership. This was literally a dream come true for me.
As of filming, they are doing what Glamlight always does, which is slowly rolling out the sneak peeks from the collection. So I haven't seen everything and there isn't a full picture of the entire collection, but definitely keep an eye on their Instagram for all of the updates. I see that there are some lip kits available, a bunch of lip kits. As we saw, they have the cream blush formula, but we'll just have to wait and see what the entire collection is going to look like.
And the last product is a brand that I really shouldn't neglect as much as I do, and that's Holo from Christine from Simply Nail Logical. She's releasing her advent calendar and it's very, very cute. It's not a deal in that you're still paying about $10 per door and they are mini nail polishes. There's also some accessories in there as well. So you're going to be paying $119 for the 12-door advent calendar. But from what I've heard, I've never owned a Holo nail polish, but I've heard they're absolutely freaking amazing. I do love Christine as a person from what I've seen of her publicly. I don't know her, but I've seen publicly she seems like a lovely human and I've heard nothing but great things about the nail polish. So I wanted to mention it because I feel like these kinds of things are a great way to try a bunch of different products from the brand, even if they are just minis and it's not like, you know, you're getting the stellar deal on it. I know a lot of you are huge Holo fans, so I figured I would let you know it's available now. And for our lighthearted story this week, I want to go on the same vein as the very first story we talked about Wayne Goss and how the makeup industry has changed. And this I found, and I laughed so hard because it really is the way that makeup reviews and skincare reviews seem to be right now. Anyway, I'll just let you watch it.
Guys, I love this setting spray. I literally use it every single day. Like, I never leave the house without it. Crap, I still need to open it. It's the perfect size to put in your bag. You can't even tell that it's there. It smells... it smells incredible. It smells like literally incredible. Wait, this isn't even setting spray. Now I need to delete the video.
I mean, it's true. It's facts. That's the way it feels right now. And it's actually really, really sad in my opinion. But when something is sad like this, we're like, oh man, at least we can have a good chuckle about it. And that, my friend, was What's Up in Makeup this week. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, as always, thank you to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you for all of your submissions this week. I appreciate you so much. Our live chat will be at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to be hanging out, talking about the industry, talking about makeup. Would love to hang out with you. If you can, that's great. If you can, because you're busy, no problem. Or if you're watching this later, definitely check it out on the replay. You can go over to my channel page, click on the live tab. They're all housed there. Or if you're subscribed, it's just hanging out in your subscription feed. I always try to talk like it's a podcast, so you don't have to look at the screen. You can be off doing other things and just listen to it. And that's a great way to enjoy the live chat if you are watching on the replay. If you're watching live, I will see you there very soon. I do want to do just a quick housekeeping is that there will be no What's Been Makeup for the next 2 weeks. I'm taking a short little girls trip next weekend, and the following weekend is the US Thanksgiving, and I'm hosting, so unfortunately no What's Been Makeup for 2 weeks, but I do have a video planned for you that I'm hoping to get up for you on Friday. But if you would like to watch a video right now, YouTube should be recommending 2 of them for you over here. The bottom one is last week's episode of What's Been Makeup, in case you missed it, and the top one is one YouTube thinks that you are going to love based on what you've been watching recently.
But if you gotta go, you got stuff to do, completely get it. It is no problem. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did, and mad love to you. I will see you in a video very, very soon.